Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to the Muslim Converts channel. There are 5 categories of law in Islam. They are the following: wājib, mustahab, mubāh, makrūh, and harām. In this lesson, we will explain what these terms mean and give appropriate examples to help understand them better. The Messenger of Allah ﷺ once said, "The halal is clear and the haram is clear, and between them are matters unclear that are unknown to most people. Whoever is wary of these unclear matters has absolved his religion and honor, and whoever indulges in them has indulged in the haram. It is like a shepherd who herds his sheep too close to preserve sanctuary, and they will eventually graze in it. Every king has a sanctuary, and the sanctuary of Allah is what he has made haram. There lies within the body of a piece of flesh. If it is sound, the whole body is sound, and if it is corrupted, the whole body is corrupted. Verily, this piece is the heart." Every single action we do or situation we put ourselves in will affect our souls for the good or the bad. For this reason, Allah has outlined and set guidelines and boundaries on everything we do so that our hearts may be protected from pollutants. In order to nurture us, God has set 5 categories in Sharia, or Islamic law. They are the following. 1. Wājib. Wājib means that something is necessary and obligatory. It means that if we don't perform this duty, then we become disobedient to God and are sinful. We have plenty of duties in Islam that are obligatory, like respecting our parents, praying, fasting, and going to Hajj. Within the category of wājib, there is something called fard. Fard is a wājib act that explicitly is found in the Quran. If we are to translate it into English, probably the best term would be Quranic obligation. Prayer and fasting are good examples of acts that are fard in Islam, since they are explicitly in the Quran. Fard or wājib are themselves divided into 2 further categories. These are called fard or wājib kifaya and fard or wājib ayn. Kifaya means it's something obligatory upon community until a certain number of people fulfill the obligation. When the obligation is fulfilled by some members of the community, then the others become free from the duty. However, if no one fulfills the obligation, then the sin is on all the Islamic community. An example of this is becoming an Islamic judge, qadi. Many Muslim scholars believe that the Muslim Ummah must produce judges. As long as there is a sufficient number of judges, others are relieved of the duty. Ayn, on the other hand, means that something is obligatory for everyone. A good example of this is prayer. It is incumbent on every single individual who is eligible for prayer. So if you're the right age, sane, and conscious, you have no choice but to pray. 2. Mustahab. Mustahab means recommended. It means that the act in question is not obligatory, but if one does it, he or she will have tremendous rewards from God. An example of mustahab act is performing the minor ablution, wudu, before sleep. 3. Makrūh. Makrūh means disliked. If you do it, you're not sinning, but if you keep away from it, then you will get rewards from Allah. An example of makrūh act is divorce. It is permissible, however, it is hated by Allah. If one abstains from it, one will gain rewards from Allah in the hereafter. 4. Haram. Haram means forbidden. If you do it, then you have sinned. An example of haram is eating pork. Number 5. Mubāh is an action that is neutral. It is neither wājib, mustahab, makrūh, or haram. An example is drinking water regularly. If, however, you drink water so that you can stay fit and serve God better, then you will get rewards. Remember that all of these acts are subject to change depending on conditions. Something may be wājib like fasting, however, if it becomes really dangerous for your health, then it becomes haram on you. The same thing does for a mustahab act. If mustahab act impedes on your wājib acts, then the mustahab act becomes impermissible for you. Again, something may be haram for us, but under certain conditions it may become wājib. For example, if you're stuck in a desert and you have nothing to eat and drink except for wine and pork, and you see that you may die from hunger and thirst, then it becomes wājib on you to drink wine and eat pork. On this subject, the Quran states, "But as for him who was forced by severe hunger with no inclination to sin, that is, the forbidden meats like pork, then surely Allah is oft-forgiving and most merciful." Chapter 5, verse 3 of the Holy Quran. So remember, the guiding force and light behind all these acts are our intentions. Until next time, thank you for watching. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.